Hey everyone, it's me, Chris from Body Noble Fitness Coaching, and I'm here today with our topic, and that topic is how to approach coming back from a layoff or coming back from a break in your program. And this is going to be really relevant because for example, the holidays, people tend to take breaks. Some people take breaks from Thanksgiving all the way on to the end of the year, and then after the first week of January, they start back up fresh, okay? During our times right now, everything's real difficult because, we have the COVID pandemic jumping off, and then sometimes things are locked down completely, and sometimes you have them, and in tough times like this, it can be real discouraging. But I wanted to put this out there so, we all have a little bit of something to be able to come back, to make our comeback so we can reach our goals. But as I say that, some of the people had problems reaching their goals before that. So I don't want you to just be dropped off and stuck in the same plateau as you were before. So I want you to be a move ahead. So that's why we're going with this here. So again, how to approach your fitness program after coming back from a layoff or a break. All right. So the first thing that I always like to do is when I'm establishing a new beginning is, whatever you were when you stopped, that isn't you now. You could have gained body fat, gained weight, not all of it muscle, whatever the situation is. Anytime you want to start a new beginning or go on a new beginning, a new start, start over. You want to establish everything. You want to see where you're at and measure up where you're at in relation to where you want to go. Okay, so with saying that being said, you want to assess yourself and find out where you are in relation to your goals. So whatever matters to you, that can be measuring around the belly button or the waist, the high waist women, or both. Getting your body fat, getting things like blood, whatever that is, whatever markers that you use to deem your plan successful. Okay, that could be photos. Progress photos are always good, for that. You do that, and sometimes I even use a progress photos to establish body fat. Okay. So you want to get that concrete because once you get things going, you want to know what's happened, or you want to find out if something that you've done that was different before is your formula for success. Okay. So that being said, I always just start off with an assessment, getting all the necessary information: body fat, progress photos, circumference measurements, stuff like that. Then you can see where you're at. Okay. So as you try to make changes with nutrition, like I said, the person that you were before the break is not the person that you are now. So, well, mentally, yes, but physically it may not be. And like, for example, the Dove commercials for women or something like that, there was a big deal and big campaign where, all of these women weigh 154 pounds. Look how different they are. Well, if you try to use textbook approaches, most people's textbook approaches treats everyone the same. So all of these women will be the same, even though they vary differently in body fats, and sizes. And I use, it's an equation for body fat, and it addresses, part of it addresses how people are different. Okay. So it's the Ketch-McCardle equation for body fat. It accounts for different activity. If people have active jobs, inactive jobs, things like that, if you do all that right, and it addresses different body fat. So like if you take that and you line that up with your goal, so it's just like, I'm here and I want to be here, and this is what here looks like, and this is what where I start looks like, and you line those up, and you compare them, and you're like, okay, so I'm going to need to, at some point, I'm going to need to gain a good bit of muscle. Maybe I'll do that in the beginning and start with maintenance calories, okay? And as I start with maintenance calories, maintenance calories, whatever maintains my weight, and I just try to do a recomposition where I'm losing body fat and gaining muscle and getting stronger so I can create my ability to do work, and then slowly cut calories. Because most people, they cut calories, it's like, okay, it's got to be a pound, so it's got to be 500, and everything is mathematical, which that may be too much calories, and that may stress the body out. Okay, so you create your own personal roadmap to where you're going. Okay, and for the training, that also counts for that too, because if you have different needs, the way that you use the training will be different. The way that you use the nutrition will be different. Okay, so that's something to think about. And yeah, that's just something to think about when you're trying to get back on track. Okay, it's not just get in there and just do whatever. You know what I mean? If you have, especially if you got a good ways to go. If you have a good ways to go, your body's trying to stop you at every point. So you want to find ways to overcome those obstacles. Basically, the body's slowing things down. You want to be able to overcome that before it gets to you. Okay, so that being said, we use that to build a plan. And then the plan is progressive overload. Like I said, it may be frequency. I may, if I have a lagging body part, I want to bring that lagging body part up, or make a normal body part impressive, or something like that. You've certainly said in videos with girls with the glutes, you work glutes more frequently. Maybe not high volume every session, but more frequently, and as time passes, it winds up being a high amount of volume. Okay, I have videos on progressive overload, and I'll put up a link to that too. Okay, so you don't want to just show up. You want to find ways from month to month, or period from frame of time to another frame of time. You want to find ways to keep the body shaken up, but then not just random stuff. You want to do it in a way that's progressing you towards your goal. Okay, so with that, and the last two should be common sense, but I have to say it, consistency is key. All right, a lot of the people will just make progress if they just get back in there and they just get going. But then if they have a long ways to go, and they have lofty goals, making them SMART goals and trying to achieve them in a timely fashion, on top of just showing up and hoping everything goes my way, because most of us are here because not everything goes our way. All right. With that being said, before I get into that fourth one, a lot of people, they dodge this first one. They dodge this assessment because they're scared, or they don't want to deal with how much they slip. That's going to shake them up. And I'm going to say to you, it happens to everyone. Not everyone is perfect all the time. It's almost in some way disordered if they are. There are times they do take vacations, they do get caught in places at the wrong time, or there is a pandemic and they can't leave their houses, or whatever. So it's not a judgment on you. Don't think of it that way. Don't think of it making you a bad person. It just is what it is. And if hiding your failure from the world is more important than you reaching your goals, then that's cool. You can stay there. But if reaching your goals is the most important thing, then I would just embrace what happened, see what you can learn from it so it doesn't happen again, or you can lessen the severity of it, and then you just move on. All right. Last thing but least, because some people, they get into workouts and they have a break from workout and they lose their abilities. Okay, they can't lift as much, or things hurt them more, or things like that. And it's just basically, think of it, patience is a virtue. Okay, as I say this, and this study's been a few years ago. I have not looked at this again because I haven't taken more than a week off since 19. 88. Yeah, anyway. So, but, okay, the thing is what the study is saying is that if you take off less than 6 months, it will take you half the time that you were off to get back. So those gains that you lost, they will return, and they will return very quickly. But, of course, if you're watching my stuff, you're not one of those people that just settles for, okay, well, I want to get back to this point where I still believe I had a long way to go. I want to help you be able to advance. So all these other things apply. But yes, patience is a virtue. You don't have to, if you can't handle the same workload before, do what you can do and slowly build that up in whatever way that it is. If it's weights, if it's being density, if it's, endurance, whatever, work your way back up, and you'll get there. You will get there. If you do the work and you do smart work, you will get there. All right. So let me know if you have any questions, and until next time.